Well, good morning, adventurers from lovely Michigan. We are still up in the UP, and that is not by choice, sadly. We're in a bit of a pickle, y'all. You know that we bought this new truck, and we've been driving around on dealer tags. The plan was always to intercept the new license plate somewhere on the road, and we picked here at Sunset Bay because we knew we were gonna be here for a couple nights. So we had everything overnighted to us, but things don't overnight to the UP.
Yeah, not really from Missouri.
So now it's the day we're supposed to check out. We're supposed to head down towards Milwaukee to meet up with the Beans finally. And we're held ransom here because the plates could arrive anytime between now and 8 p.m.
Yeah, according to the tracking. But it is supposed to be delivered today, okay?
Oh, Lord.
At some point.
With our luck, I don't know. They'll lose it somehow and then we'll have to live in the UP indefinitely.
I'm on the phone with UPS right now and I'm trying to get them to just hold the package because it's just like 30 minutes away. I don't know if they usually do that, but if they do, we can just intercept it.
Provide me your phone number, please. It's already on the truck, so the driver have the package right now.
Got it. All right, we'll just see if we can intercept it then. So I guess we just have to hang out in this area and keep our eye on the tracking and see when it arrives. But the downside is technically our registration is expired. Although if we get pulled over, we can kind of prove that it's been registered, right?
We'll just avoid cops, right?
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
take it nice and slow and stay on the back roads.
We kind of don't want to just sit here at the campground all day. And
Well, and we don't have a campsite anymore.
yeah, we had to check out. So, all right, let's go. And fingers crossed this package gets here today, because if it doesn't, we're kind of screwed.
Came to this little inn and ate lunch, and we sat in there for like hours mooching internet and eventually moved out to the car because we felt bad because we'd been sitting in there for so long.
Yeah, it's already like 3 p.m., so we're starting to sweat it a little bit.
And then Eric just refreshed the UPS page and check it out! Apparently it was delivered 20 minutes ago!
Yes, man, we
We're
were getting
free!
we were getting a little stressed out by it. We were trying to remain in positive moods, but it was pretty tough.
But it never told us it was out for delivery, so we thought the lady had been lying to us when we called earlier.
Let's go get legal.
Yeah, and leave this place forever. Just kidding. I am sad to leave, but also I'm ready to leave.
We're at the front office, but no one's here. I think I see it. There it is.
Woo, baby, nothing like brand new Texas plates.
Oh yeah.
Now everyone will know, and they'll stop being like, "Where are you from?" We can be like, "Look at our car from Texas."
We're not actually from there, so.
Well, no. It just gets more and more confusing the more you talk to us about who we are and where we're from.
That's true. We're back in business, y'all.
Woo!
So we are gonna hightail it down south and get as close to Chicago as we possibly can tonight.
Now it's past 4 p.m., so
Yeah, we're just gonna drive as far as we can, and then we're probably going to give our little overnight parking lot stay another try. It's gonna be round 2, baby.
round 2, just because we don't want to book anything and then either not be able to make it or get there too late to check in or anything like that.
Yeah,
plus a free night stay.
Yeah, it's just
Can't
free.
beat it.
A lot of you guys recommended Cracker Barrel, so we might stay at one of those. There's also Walmart parking lots. A lot of those still allow you to stay there.
Probably stay away from a Love's for a hot second, but
But yeah, for now it's just us in the open road and positive vibes. Everything's gonna go smoothly from here on out.
yeah.
Or is it? No, it's probably not.
It's
Woohoo!
the sound of adventure, and by that I mean driving many hours.
So we are about 2 hours or so from the border of Michigan and Wisconsin, and we actually found on the map a Walmart that is right there, right when you get into Wisconsin. So I'm going to give them a call just to double check that we can actually park our RV there overnight. Oh yeah, I just wanted to check before we came there that we're able to overnight RV park there.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, cool. Is there a specific spot in the parking lot that we should head to, or just kind of anywhere on the outskirts?
Yeah, anywhere in the parking spaces, as long as you're not in the aisles.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it. Thanks. All right, confirmed. The Walmart allows overnight RV parking. You have to check because we heard that a lot of them stopped allowing it.
Yeah, we're not sure why. We used to think that every Walmart allowed it, but not anymore. So definitely call ahead.
Yeah.
And apparently Walmarts are no longer 24 hours.
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting.
It closes at 11 p.m. So we're trying to get there quickly so that we can go in and get some dinner while we're there.
Yeah. We have finally made it. Whew, the last stretch was a doozy. Now we're just trying to get the lay of the land and figure out where to park. I think since our last stay in a parking lot, staying in the middle where people are constantly moving around you is not what we are looking for. So I think we're gonna take up some spots on the outskirts, but I'm just trying to figure out which ones are the best.
All right, so we ultimately chose this spot way on the corner of the parking lot. So that's Walmart. That's where we're staying.
Yeah, so right under a light, there's a sign that says cameras in use. I mean, there should be no reason for anybody to be back in this corner, especially since it's closing soon.
Yeah.
So all signs point to hopefully a much more peaceful and calm night.
But you guys remember last time we did this, we were woken up early in the morning, actually by a viewer of ours.
You guys, it's 7 a.m. We were sound asleep and somebody started banging on the door. I might look really tired, but I am awake and my heart is pounding.
I told him he scared the heck out of us. He was like, oh, sorry about that. You know, our rig was very recognizable. And to be honest, on this trip, we've had more people recognize this rig than our previous one.
Maybe just we've been covering a bit more ground, but
it's also just very identifiable, so.
But basically every day, sometimes multiple times a day, people have reached out or stopped us when we're out and about to say like, hey.
So I'm assuming it's high likelihood that we will get another knock. Possibly,
No.
But and it'll be totally fine if we do, as long as if you do knock on our rig, just don't murder us. That's all I really care about. Well, as we were saying that, we looked back and there's someone parked directly behind our rig now. I guess that's what we were trying to avoid. It's just like you have this whole parking lot, but people always end up parking right next to you. It's a little creepy.
There are so many far reaches of this parking lot. Why the spot right behind us?
We're gonna come out and there's gonna be like 6 cars around it. Anyway, we're gonna head into Walmart. We gotta get dinner and some supplies and stuff like that. That's the beauty of being in a Walmart parking lot, right? You have everything you need right here.
And fingers crossed, homeboy is gone when we come out. It's all locked up, right? We locked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the trip into Walmart was a success. Got all of our supplies for tonight and tomorrow. Sadly, the person is still parked right behind us, like directly behind us, with their window open and just puffing on a cigarette. So hopefully they're not up to no good. They're just taking a chill. I don't know. I like to think the best in people, not the worst. But sometimes just when you feel this exposed, you just, you got to be alert at all times. So of course, I have my trusty knife and my pepper spray. Not items I typically carry around usually, but nice to have for a potentially creepy parking lot stay. We knew that we would probably be staying off-grid today, so before we left our campsite, we made sure to fill up both of our water tanks so they're pretty close to 100%. We made sure that our propane was nice and full. We're probably going to try to take showers tomorrow, and we have a propane water heater. We also topped off our batteries, but this rig has 3 AGM batteries, and you usually don't want to run those below 50%, but they're pretty close to that already just from what little power we've been using through the night. But that is why we always make sure that we have our anchor nice and charged, baby. This is basically like a whole extra battery. But that's right, you guessed it. Anchor is sponsoring today's video. This is our Anchor 555 powerhouse, which has 1,024 watt hours of capacity. And we always make sure that this thing is completely charged up just in case we find ourselves off grid and we need to run all of our most necessary electronics, like our margarita machine. Cheers.
Or our fancy little hot dog maker.
And most importantly, my weird little massager thing. Oh, yeah. Woo, yeah, baby.
This has an inverter built in, so you have 120 volt outlets, plus all of these fancy little USB ports down here. And we always keep this in the truck for when we're driving so that we can charge our laptops, our phones, our drones, our cameras, everything all at once. You can go to the link on the screen or in the description below to get your own Anchor 555 powerhouse, or you can check out some of their other powerhouse options with higher capacity. But we like this one because it's small and nimble, and y'all, It's got a sweet little light in there.
It does come in handy when you're setting up at a campsite.
It does, or when you're working late at a campsite and you don't have a fire going, boom. Instant party mode. No party? Party. This was maybe the best or worst investment ever. It's so weird, but it's so nice. And voila! Our gourmet parking lot dinner is ready.
Man, you're some kind of chef.
I know, I made it from scratch. And by that I mean I opened this box. We love this cauliflower pizza. It's low-ish calories.
Not the most beautiful looking thing.
No.
It's about as basic as pizza gets, but it does the job in a pinch.
But I guess ultimately, at least we are able to cook something cool in a parking lot and we don't have to just do like a bagged thing or get takeout. Yeah, and luckily it's not too hot tonight, so it did warm the place up a bit, but I think it's gonna cool down very quickly.
All right, pizza cheers to our second official parking lot stay.
We've been peeking out this window just to keep tabs, and we just realized there is somebody under a tree in the darkness, I think eating something. I don't, just like right outside the window. I don't know if they saw us like creep up and
It's like 11 now, or like 10:30s.
You guys, we got a car that's still parked behind us. Somebody in the woods outside of us.
Like 10 feet away right out there. It's just a little creepy, you know. When you're in here, you know, you have all your stuff, you're gonna sleep for the night, so I think we're gonna find a different spot in the center of the parking lot after all.
We might sleep in the middle. Maybe that's the best part, because then you get a lot of road noise, but then maybe nobody messes with you. Or maybe when you come here, you just keep your head down, you don't look at anything, and then you're oblivious, right? Ignorance is bliss.
We just realized something.
We opened our sunroof. And now whoever is out there probably heard me, and if their plans were to murder us, their plans are definitely now to murder us.
And we're off. There's approximately 3 people over in that corner about 10 feet away from the RV, so I'm not quite comfortable with that.
They definitely look like they're drinking, which is fine. They can have their night, but we don't need to be involved.
I mean, it's almost midnight now, so I'm not going to be able to sleep next to them anyway, so we're going to go in the middle of the parking lot this time. Oh, God. We decided to ultimately move our rig to kind of the middle of the parking lot. I feel like even though everyone who drives in, you're like front and center, you're right under a series of multiple cameras, which makes us feel a little bit more safe. I just feel like on the edges, that's where you see all the darkness, and we've noticed just so many people just like meandering around the edges. So the middle is the spot for us, I think.
I think we're just learning how to ignore the people around us better.
Yeah, you just have to live in your own little bubble, lock your doors, roll up your windows, and try not to think about how right outside is just an entire parking lot full of people coming and going all night.
Still, it's 1 a.m. and there are still so many people here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a guy right over there, 2 spots away, that has just been here for an hour reading. It's 1 a.m. He's sitting there reading in his car.
How do you love reading that much that it's 1 a.m.? And also, why is Walmart your go-to place?
I don't know, man. But it's fascinating just to watch everybody. Some people come in the parking lot and just circle all around and stuff, and then they leave. But things are not always what they seem in the Walmart parking lot. There was this one van that pulled in and just really slowly drove by us and was staring at us. And then they drove next to us, and then they drove kind of around, and then they had their lights pointed at us and were looking at us. They did this for like an hour, and we were like, what is with these people? They're taunting us. And then about 30 minutes after that, all of a sudden we look out and they left their car and they were going to a big old bus. So they were actually just trying to find a parking spot for the night to get on whatever that tour bus was.
I guess so. But I guess what we're learning is you can't just assume that everyone's out to murder you, because not everyone's out to murder you. Some are just nice elderly people who are going on some tour at midnight on a Thursday for some reason.
We're new to it, you guys. This is just our second time doing it, so we'll become more comfortable with it over time. For now, I'm going to shut this.
Yeah, please.
That person is
freaking me out.
Looking right over here. But luckily, the weather is getting cooler, so we shouldn't really need AC. We're going to probably pop our skylight open. So unlike last time, I think we're going to sleep okay. But
I think so.
We'll report back in the morning. Hopefully we don't wake up to a bunch of loud banging on the door.
The knock.
We'll see you then. Well, good morning, y'all.
Morning.
What a night. We actually ended up sleeping okay, but there was this one point in the night where all of a sudden we just heard all this crazy whooshing and rumbling, and it was almost shaking the trailer. It was like a low-flying plane, it sounded like.
For some reason I was like, oh, we must be parked next to a highway or something like that.
Yeah, but I got up and looked out the window, and there was just this big old street sweeper just like going circles all around the parking lot. It was shooting down all this water and then going back and scrubbing it all up, but it did it for like an hour and a half or so.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
like at 4 a.m. and I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening?
Yeah, and then of course after that I was like hearing every strange noise that was happening. I was starting to smell weird things because we had the sunroof open. So, but ultimately I did go back to sleep and I feel more or less rested. So that's the important thing.
But this parking lot really filled up.
Yeah.
It's only like 8 a.m. I think they opened at 7, but there's a lot of people, as you can see, right next to us. So I think we're gonna move again to the outskirts.
Yeah, but most important thing, nobody knocked on our door or anything. Yeah, nothing really creepy happened. Yeah, we survived.
We did it! Yay!
And maybe we will have more parking lot stays to come, you guys.
Be few and far between, yeah. All right, now that we've moved, we have our windows open. It's a lot cooler in here, so I think we're gonna try to make breakfast. But that means we have to move our garden from in the sink.
Yeah, this is something we've seen a lot of other RVers do. They have real plants, but when they're moving, they just put them in the sink.
Yeah, and that way you could stick them down with like double-sided tape or 3M or whatever, but this way we get to put the plants out wherever we want, and I feel like it keeps it fresh in here, and it's always like fun and exciting. Where do we put our big pokey guy? Let's put him over here today.
All right.
Yeah, get him some sunshine. Our big fancy guy goes here. It's our little friend. And now for breakfast. What a nice little breakfast we have here. Iced coffee, we got a nice little scramble.
Lots of greenery.
Lots of greenery and a beautiful view of a lovely lake. Or at least that's what we're telling ourselves. It's actually just, I think, garbage runoff or something. I don't know.
But it is kind of cool that we can basically do everything here that we would do in an RV park, right? As long as we're in here, we're just imagine we're at a really nice RV park with a beautiful view.
Beautiful. Yeah, this way, I don't see that. I just see some nice trees and greenery and a few birds. But best of all, it's free.
All right, water heater on, water pump on, tank 100% full, gray tank 100% empty.
Now it's shower time. Woohoo!
Just try to imagine you're not showering in the middle of a busy parking lot.
And I feel like I've really made it, Mom and Dad. I ate breakfast, slept, and am now showering in a Walmart parking lot.
Complete with police sirens in the back.
Yeah, that's what you want to be doing when you're 35 years old. Woo! Living the life.
How's the hot water and pressure in there?
Oh, it's good, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, according to our tank sensors, you've already used a quarter of the fresh tank while not filling the gray tank at all. So I don't think they're too reliable. This has been a nice, easy morning, surprisingly. It's one thing I kind of am liking about these parking lot stays. You kind of can stay as long as you want, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to, but at least there's no like camp manager coming by and like, are you getting out anytime soon?
Yeah. One other benefit is we have all these items we bought from Walmart that did not work, that we have to return. So while we're here, we're gonna go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
one of them is a visor thing that did not fit.
Yeah, we thought it was gonna fit in our truck, but our windshield is like half the size. Who knew?
But anyways, in our next video, we're gonna be changing things up rig-wise. I'm not gonna tell you too much, but it's gonna be very interesting, so stay tuned for that. And then after that, we're gonna be making our way down to Chicago and then flying off to Asia.
Yep, bing, bang, boom.
Bing, bang, boom.
Bing, bang,
There you
boom,
go.
just like that. I guess that's it. Goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.